that one of the things I like saying, quoting one of our great men in the country, he says that great destinies are not products of great meetings. Great destinies are not products of great meetings. Great destinies are products of great decisions. So it's not about how great the meeting is. It's not about how amazing the resource person have spoken. It's about the decision that you make having been part of the meeting. And so it therefore places a responsibility on you to listen with your heart and not just with your head or with your ears. Listen with your heart as we speak, as we communicate. There are thoughts it's thoughts basically that we communicate. Anytime we speak, we communicate thoughts. So it's not just about the structure. It's not just about the point. It's about the thoughts, the ideas that are being communicated. And when you open up and you allow your mind to brood on the thoughts that are coming through, you will get amazing points and you'll be able to make amazing decisions that will transform your life. So quickly, money in purpose. I would like us to define what money is and what purpose is for the purpose of our conversation this evening. Money, as we all know, is essentially a medium of exchange for goods and services. Money is an acceptable medium of exchange for goods and services. Now, considering the fact that we all, at every point of our lives, will require some goods or some services, it therefore makes the sense that money answers all things. Are we together? Now, also, when we look at purpose, for the purpose of our conversation this evening, purpose refers to the reason and the function for which we were created. The reason and the function for which we were created. Now, we all know, I believe most of us know, that there is no creation and there is no conception of any human being that happens outside the discretion of God, the creator of all things. And so we are not born because our fathers met with our mothers. If that is the essential criteria for birth, then every father and mother should have children. But that's not the case. And the Bible tells us that children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. And Elkanah knew his wife, and God gave her conception. Before I formed thee in thy mother's womb, I knew thee, and I ordained thee. God will not ordain what he has not created. If he is ordaining, it's because he has the right to that creation. It means he is the creator. And so every one of us that has been born or that is born to the face of this earth have come at the exclusive discretion of God Almighty. And now, as we know, God is not one who creates a thing for minus. He does not create a thing to cause a depreciation. He does not create a thing to cause a minus. No. He creates things, he creates people for the purpose of creating value and or adding value. So everyone that is created of God is created to also create value or to add value. All right. So now, as we continue, I will at this point want to make reference to one of the common attitudes that I see around. You know, there are a lot of people around that they are not so much interested in all this talk on purpose. I mean, when you're talking about purpose, you're talking about what you were created with, that's a tool, what you were created for, an assignment, where to carry out the assignment, how to carry out the assignment, and there are these detailed information that someone will have to think, do research in order to really identify their purpose and try to see how they can live purposefully. There are a lot of people around today that are also interested in all that. What they are just interested in is money. They're just interested in money. And someone said something. He said, we are living in a lost generation because we have people just moving up and down the fast track, heading nowhere, just with their eyes on the dollar sign. So we live in a time where we have so many people just looking for money. And one of the reasons for this is the fact that there are so many challenges, and a lot of these people feel that as soon as a huge sum of money just drops on their lap, they'll be able to sort out all their challenges. And now I do not speak to endorse that habit nor to talk it down in any way, but the truth is there are challenges. There are challenges. As a matter of fact, there are some of our churches today that people come to church. Yes, welfare is supposed to be an active part of church ministry. As a matter of fact, everywhere you see ministry in the Bible where Jesus Christ was going about teaching the word, there was an arrangement for welfare. Even when the church began in the early days, there was an arrangement for welfare. So welfare is supposed to be a part of the activities of every church. However, because of the challenges people are going through, you find many people in our churches and they are not there for the primary essence of the church, which is for spiritual growth and development. It's about how much they can get. And so no matter how amazing the pastor preaches, no matter how insightful and how impactful the message is supposed to be, if by the end of the day he meets the pastor and he says, "Pastor, I need to pay fees, I need to pay my rent and all of that," and the pastor doesn't give him the money, some of them leave the church.
They do.
Yeah. And also, anytime I have the opportunity to speak on relationships with a group of people, you hear some of the young men. Many young guys are afraid of getting married now. Why? Money. They say, how do I pay this, pay that, buy this, buy that, and do all of that? So there are a lot of challenges. Some people are not even able to eat 3 times in a day. And so because of these challenges, most of us find ourselves in, people are not really interested in purpose and all of these things that we talk about. They just want anything that can bring money their way.
Yeah.
But now, having mentioned this, there are 2 facts that I would like to state. 1, there is no amount of money you will get that will remove challenges from your life as long as you live.
That's right.
There is no amount of money you get that turns off challenges from you in this life. Absolutely not. If you see the people that have plenty of money, ask them. As a matter of fact, there's a saying that says, with more power comes more responsibilities. In the same way, with more money comes more challenges. With more money comes more challenges. For instance, there's a young lady or a young guy who is hardly able to eat 3 times in a day. And so maybe he just stretches and stretches, puts everything together, and is able to eat once in a day. Now, tomorrow, he or she gets a lot of money and begins to eat anyhow. The day after tomorrow, the doctor tells him or her, you are clinically obese. And then you now have to start eating once a day. So are they now eating once a day because they don't have money? No, there's another challenge that has come. That is now bringing them to the point of eating once a day. Most of these people who have money, they have challenges. There are expectations from them that sometimes they are not even able to meet. There are some that even if they meet, they are not able to meet effectively. There are some that even if they try to meet, there is a range, there's a list. In fact, let me not spend time on that. Just look for somebody who has money around you and ask them, do you still have challenges? And the answer will be yes.
Absolutely.
So that you have so much money does not take away the place of challenges. No. So some people, they now want to say, okay, so in that case, if it means that with small money, my challenges will be small, why not? I think I should just stick with having little money and all of that. No. Let's not go there. Now, the truth is, although we have more challenges with more money, the truth is that we are only able to make, we are able to make much impact when we have more money.
Exactly.
We are able to make much impact when we have more money. And also, the fact that we will always have challenges does not mean that we will not always have a way through. It said that there is no temptation that comes to you, but such as is common to man. God is faithful, who will always provide a way of escape. He said, in the world you will have tribulations, but be of good comfort, for I have overcome the world. So in as much as we have more money, we'll have more challenges and all of that, it's not to say that we will not be able to overcome. So by the day as the challenges come, there is a way of escape, there is a way out. Okay. So now the second fact that I want to talk about is this. It is actually possible to have money without taking the path of purpose.
Yes.
It is possible to have money without taking the path of purpose. But the question is, what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul?
Yes, that wouldn't be
What shall it
worthwhile.
profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? Now, you see, Jesus Christ, when he was speaking to his disciples, he said something very interesting in Matthew 7, verse 23, thereabout. He said, on that day, people will come to me and they will say, Lord, Lord. They will say, we did this and that in your name. Results. We had results. We made profit. We had results in your name. We made profit in your name. And he said, I will tell them, depart from me. I do not know you, you workers of iniquity. And so in the final analysis, it's not just going to be about how much results you had or how much money you have been able to make. No, it's going to be about whether or not the path that you took is in accordance with your original code, which is purpose. The path that you took, was it in line with the intended arrangement that was tied to your creation? That's going to be a very, very important question. And so Stephen Covey said something. He classified the human being in about 4 dimensions: spirit, soul, mind, and body. And now he says that the body, the focus of the body is to live. The focus of the mind is to learn. The focus of the soul is to love. And the focus of the spirit is to leave a legacy. And so that's why we're told that the mind, if you are not informed, if you are not consistent and deliberate about getting information, your mind begins to die, because what it feeds on is knowledge. So the mind seeks to learn, the soul seeks to love and to be loved, the body seeks to live, the spirit seeks to leave a legacy. Now, no matter how much money you have and how well you are able to live your life according to how the body wants to live, how much you are able to, as they say, flex, have a lavish lifestyle and all of that. If your mind is not learning, if your soul is not reaching out in love, if your spirit is not engaged in an activity that is going to leave a legacy, talking about impact, purpose, you will never feel fulfilled in life.
Exactly.
You will never feel fulfilled in life. So it's not enough to have money. It's much more important that you live a purposeful life.
Exactly.
And now, so outside God, there is no achievement. Outside God, there is no achievement, there is no attainment, there is nothing you get, there is nothing you give that will give you as much wholeness and fulfillment like living a purposeful life. This is not to say that God is an alternative, such that if I can walk with God, if I can be serving God, if I can be praying, and I do not live a purposeful life, I will still be fulfilled and whole in life. No. It is not actually possible. I do not believe and I do not accept that it's possible to be a committed child of God, to be a true son of God, and not to live purposefully.
Exactly.
Because it is He that has created us to do that which He has created us to do. So if we are loyal to Him, our loyalty must reflect in what He has created us to do. And so, so we must commit ourselves to identifying what He has created us to do. In identifying the tools He has given us, the skills He has given us, developing them, getting information about the fields that He has created us to be in, and then committing to the same. So, living purposefully, there is no alternative to living purposefully. There is no alternative to living purposefully. Now, we had said before that there is no one human being that comes on the face of this earth that is not ordained by God, that is not a creation and an intent of the Almighty. And we have said that God creates people for the purpose of value creation and value addition. And so what that means is that you have been created by God, whatever your purpose is. Now, you see, when we talk about purpose, we're not saying you have to be a medical doctor. We're not saying you have to operate at a sphere, a particular sphere of life. No. One of the things we must understand is that in all labor there is profit. And so your profitability is not tied directly to what you do, but whether what you do is connected with your original code. And so that's why someone says something. He said, I think it's John, is it John Wagner or somebody? He says that a society that scores excellence in plumbing because it's a humble profession and tolerates shoddiness in philosophy because it's an exalted profession will have neither good plumbing nor good theories.
Exactly.
He said neither their pipes nor their theories will hold water.
Exactly.
So the profession is not the issue. The issue is that what you were created for? If that is what you were created for, that is where you will find fulfillment in life, and your money, as Pastor John will always say, that is where it is.
Exactly.
All right. So now back to what I was saying. Considering the fact that you have been created to add value and to create value, and considering the fact that the creator of all things is about value creation and value addition, when you live purposefully, when you live a life that is committed to learning, knowing who you are, knowing what you are about, knowing how to deploy your gifts and your talents, improving yourself in that area that God has placed you, in that place that you have identified that this is where God wants me to. When you are committed to that, it means you are committed to a divine agenda. So what that means is that you are in sync with the creator of all things. You are in sync with the creator of the universe. You are in sync with the force of the universe. And whenever things move in sync with the force of the universe, there is always a guarantee of progress and fulfillment. Progress and fulfillment. Progress and fulfillment. We must never lose sight of the fact that despite the fact that we are where we are today and we have our lives ahead of us, tomorrow will be at the end of our time. And you will not have a tomorrow to do anything that you will derive fulfillment for. Your fulfillment will be from what you have done.
Yeah.
And so this is the time where we really need to sit down and begin to look at these things. For some of us that used to have the challenge, that used to be challenge driven, don't wake up in the morning, where am I getting the money? Because you feel you have challenges. We have already addressed it. Even the people who have money, they have challenges.
They do.
So live purposefully. Live purposefully. Now, when it comes to making money, it is possible to make money without living purposefully. But it is not possible to live purposefully and not make money.
You can say that again. Let's write that down.
When it comes to making money, because I know there are people who have identified their purpose, they have identified their gifts, their talents, and all that. But money making is not like something they think about. The reason I'm talking about this in this direction is because we're talking about making money.
Yes.
Right? So when it comes to making money, it is possible to make money without fulfilling purpose, which we have identified as something that at the end of the day, you'll be like Solomon, who says, vanity upon vanity, all is vanity. He made all the money, he had all the wealth and everything. There was no one as wealthy as he in his time, but yet vanity upon vanity. So it is possible to make money without living purposefully, but it is not possible to live purposefully without making money. It is not possible. Now, that's going to be how I round up, and that's going to be like the crux of the matter of our discourse this evening.
Yes.
Now, this is it. What did we say about money from the beginning? We said money is a medium of exchange. It is an acceptable medium of exchange for goods and services. It is an acceptable medium of exchange for goods and services. There is nobody that eats money literally. In fact, one of the characteristics of money, especially our paper notes, is that they don't like staying in one place. If you keep money in one place for long, it begins to deteriorate physically.
Yeah.
I mean, physically. So even money, that paper note, it doesn't like to stay while it likes moving. All right, so nobody eats money. Money is a medium of exchange. And God has designed life to be such that human needs are limitless.
Exactly.
Are you following me now? Human needs are limitless. Every day you wake up, today, if you feel that you have fulfilled all your needs of today, by the time you are waking up tomorrow, fresh needs are coming. Human needs are limitless. And now, if you, as someone who is committed to living purposefully, have identified your purpose and is working and is currently creating value or adding value, considering the fact that my money is what I have that I will exchange for a product or a service that gives me value. If you bring value to me, my money will leave my hands to you.
Yes.
If you bring value to me, my money will certainly leave my hands to you. Because my actual need is not cash. My actual need is value. Is what I will gain from that product. Is what I will benefit from that service. Now, as a matter of fact, the value people place on money is, let me take it this way. People value their money to the degree that money is able to give them something they value.
Yeah.
And so if the money they have, if they perceive that the money they have cannot give them something they value, they do not value that money.
Yes.
And so if you come to me with value, my money will come to you. It is basic. It is guaranteed. If you come to me with something I value, my money will certainly leave me for you. And God has also designed it that I cannot create all the value I need for myself. There will have to be someone whose purpose it is to create a value that fits my need. And God is the distributor of all these things. And so if you can, that's why I said earlier that if you can commit to this path, this is the way of the Creator. If you walk in this path, you are walking in sync with the force of the universe. And you will be well equipped. He will bring you across the right information. He will bring you across the right principles. He will give you the grace to apply them. And as you are doing that, you are building your capacity to create value and to add value. And he will bring you to that person that needs that value that you are offering, that has the money to exchange for that value. Just keep exchanging these values, and all the money finds their way to your pocket. That's all.
Yes.
That's all. And so this way, you are able to gain the world and gain your soul.
Exactly.
It's a win-win. And then guess what? There are some people in this our life, right? In this our universe. They don't just pay you the price you put on the value you offer. They pay you according to how they feel satisfied by the value you are offering them.
Wow.
And so if the price tag on what you are offering is say 2,000 naira, but they feel a certain way about what you are offering, they are able to give you 20,000 naira for that product.
Yes.
Exactly. And so you see, there is no substitute. There is no substitute to living a purposeful life. That is where your money is. That is where your money is. That is where your money is.
Yes.
So get rid of the excuses. Get rid of the distractions. We all have challenges. We all have challenges. The people without money and the people with money. Everyone has challenges. But a commitment to living a purposeful life will give you an opportunity to please your maker, your creator, and also to make the money that you are looking for, that you desire, with which you can create more impact in other areas of your life. So, sit up, commit to the path of purpose. Live a purposeful life. Live a purposeful life. Everything is there. Everything you will ever need, that is where it is. Live a purposeful life. and your money will always find its way into your pocket. Into your pocket. In fact, more than you can imagine. More than you can imagine. The force of the universe, the creator of the universe, is always on the side of people who are living purposeful lives. People who are living purposeful lives. And he will always make things work together for their good. So I encourage you today. Don't be distracted. There is no challenge that comes your way that cannot be sorted, that cannot be handled. Do not allow the challenges to take your attention away from the place of committing to living a purposeful life. Your money is in your purpose. Your money is in your value creation. Your money is in your value addition. Be deliberate about it. Be deliberate about it. And then when the money begins to come, you now come to Pastor John again for the class on how to manage your money.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. You come to Coach John so that he will tell you, he will teach you how to manage your money, so that while you are living a purposeful life, your money is also living a purposeful life on its own, creating impact and making more money for you.
Exactly.
God bless you.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you, sir. I hope we were able to.
Like this
before. Thank you, sir.
Wow. Amazing.
Thank you so much, sir.
I've learned so much. I'm still echoing. I am still echoing. Okay. Fantastic. Two things I've learned very quickly from your delivery. Your purpose is not about you. Your purpose is about what God has put you on the earth to deliver.
Yeah.
In the process of delivering it, you are serving.
Yeah.
And nobody says without being rewarded in return.
Of course.
It's in the place of serving that the scripture says, in all labor there is profit.
Yeah.
You also said that everybody have got challenges. So that you have challenge is not the reason why you should leave the route of purpose to go look for money.
Yeah.
Because the money you're going looking for outside of purpose that will not fulfill you at the end of the day, that money is in purpose.
Yes.
And what comes at the end of fulfilling purpose is fulfillment.
Of course.
That you will not get.
Yes.
If you get money outside of purpose.
Sure.
So most times the question I ask people is it money you are really looking for, or fulfillment at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Because we know, we have read about billionaires who hung themselves.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. They had all the money. An incredible man talked about in my book, Money Mastery. Reverend, I've not told you my book, Money Mastery. That simple book.
Yes.
It's already a bestseller.
Wow. Wow, that's great.
I put it together because I had a presentation to do.
Yes.
That book has made me money.
Wow. Can you see that? Money coming from value creation.
That book has made me money. In the airport, I make sales. In the plane, I make sales.
Wow.
A copy is 5,000 naira, and people don't have problem paying.
Beautiful.
You see. So getting the excuse that I have challenges. That's why I don't have time to go discover purpose, follow the process before I get money. A particular young man told me, all these things you're talking about, they are fantastic. But I need something to make me money quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the question is, why do you want to make money quickly? And you don't care the aftermath of making money quickly. Because you still need a life to enjoy the money.
Of course.
You need a well-being. You need your life to still enjoy the money. You get. So, wow. They took it from the side of the coin that has not been seen before.
Thank you, sir.
I deeply appreciate. I celebrate you.
Thank you so much, sir.
We're going to wait for some persons if they ask questions.
Okay.
If you have a question, please drop it in the comment section now. So we can take 2 or 3 questions before we go. We'll do this again because we started quite late today. So we have like 10 minutes to go. So before I say a question, please, sir, can you answer like I was asked? Someone is asking. I don't have this time. What I have to do is too urgent. Because there is a, like you said, we are in a time now where if you're not talking money and how to cash into money, you seem not to be making a sound.
Yeah.
Until you begin communicating in a way that you are showing money, you won't have the necessary vibe and crowd that is required. So there's somebody now asking, I don't have all the time to go discover purpose, wait for the process. I need this money now. I want to follow the money. You see what our secular musical artists are doing today? You making money this year. So the drive is how to make the money quickly. So they can leave you. You are talking wisdom, you are talking the process, but you are not making the needed time until you begin to communicate with money. So there's somebody. He's been faithful. She's been faithful for a while. So she's asking, I don't have time to wait. How can you help me? What can you tell me?
Okay. Now, in this question, right, there are so many dimensions that we may not have time to explore in details. But now, you see, this thing of purpose and making money in purpose, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will spend 12 years in the journey of purpose before you begin to have results. Before you begin to have money. Money is the result. It's money we're talking about. Before you begin to make money. No. And God, remember, we're speaking with believers who are in business, believers who are in the marketplace, believers who are in ministry, who are in different areas, in different operations of life. Now, when God sees your heart and he sees the genuineness of your operations and he sees where your attention is, there's something I like saying. No matter how concerned I am for you, no matter how much care I have for you, no matter how much love I have for you, you have a Father who is God. And there is no way I can love you more than he does. There is no way I can care for you more than he does. He knows what you are going through. As long as everything is as it should be, what I will encourage you to do is to stay patient and stay focused. Stay patient and stay focused. From what the question you have asked, you're already in the path of purpose. The only thing I can say about that, the only thing I would say about that is that you are in the path of purpose does not mean you have to be in that path for the next 12, 20 years before your money starts coming. No. As a matter of fact, you can start seeing money tomorrow. In fact, I'm sure that you have even already begun to see money, but maybe not in the measure that you think you should yet. However, when it comes to your life and the needs of your life, you have a father. You have a father. Yes, there are principles, there are practices, and there are things that we should do that will determine outcomes and results of our lives. But it is not all the benefits we gain in life that is directly tied to the principles we have obeyed. It is very important we know that. The reward or the benefit of obeying principles and following the laid down procedures that God has set is not so much in the reward we will gain as much as it is in the divine approval that we will gain. Because as a result of his love for us, there are times that we may not yet be there, but considering the fact that this need is paramount at this time, it will still come through for us. That is the miraculous God we work with. So, as I said when I was talking about challenges, that God always makes a way for us. Always makes a way. And so even in that challenge, in that situation where that money is desperately and urgently needed, God is making a way for you. God is making a way for you. But do not allow that challenge and that situation to take you off the path of purpose. That's what we're saying. You do not allow it to take you off the path of purpose, because God is making a way for you. You are getting your miracle and you are getting your testimony. However, there is still much more money in this purpose thing that you are about. So stay patient and stay focused. Your faith in God should be resolute. Keep following in the path of purpose, and your testimony will surely be complete.
Wow, fantastic. Glory to God. That's phenomenal. The key, I got the key from what you just said. Patient. Now, I think Josh Meyer was defining patient one time, and she said, patience is not being still in one spot. Patient is consistency.
Yes.
What you are called to do. You get? So in making money as we fulfill purpose, we must engage the key or the gear of patience.
Yes.
So it's just like how a farmer will plant. If you plant today, you don't get worried that you are not reaping tomorrow. Because you understand the place of waiting. And in the waiting, you go to farm. You water what you have planted. You tend it. That's waiting. But you are not sitting. You are actively engaging the process.
Of course.
So it's key that you brought in patience. Because for so many people who are already in purpose and seemingly they are not getting the kind of money they desire they want, it is because they are not patient enough. Because money definitely will come out of purpose. Because your purpose is service to humanity and honor to God. Definitely, it gets rewarded. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is no excuse on the surface of the earth that you can give that will qualify you and excuse you from not fulfilling purpose. Because in fulfilling purpose, everything that you need is right there. we've shared before on this broadcast on the story about Jesus and the disciples, about how that he sent them. He told them, when I sent you out, without money, without clothes, bag, did you lack anything? They responded no. Consequently, he asked them to carry money, to carry bag. So he was showing to them that whoever I anoint, I appoint. Yeah. Whoever I appoint, I anoint. It's like Eliezer said, while I was in the way, led him.
Yeah.
So you must stay patient and be focused on what God has told you to do. Everything that you need is within the cup.
Yeah.
Everything. Thank you so much for
shedding. Thank you so much.
Light to this subject matter.
Thank you.
I was reading a book this morning. It's the latest read. One of my favorite author, Patrice Washington. And she said something, and I'll read it out literally. There is always a potential for financial gain connected to your purpose. I take that again. There is always a potential for financial gain connected to your purpose. And recognizing this truth is essential to creating wealth.
Yeah. Yeah.
If a pursuit can't sustain your lifestyle while blessing other people, it might be just a pastor. I take that again. If a pursuit can't sustain your lifestyle while blessing other people, it might just be a passion. But it's probably not a purpose. You may have to think differently and remove some limiting belief to figure out how to work in your purpose and earn more money.
Yeah.
But it's always possible.
Sure.
It's always possible.
Sure.
When God was prompting me about this subject and about how that I should speak it out loud, I began to do study. I began with research on men and women. And one of the women I did a thorough study on was the great woman Joyce Meyer. You and I cannot think otherwise. Hello? We have a bit of a natural problem. We're rounding up now. We're soon going to do this session again for the purpose of having a full session. If you're listening to me, can you slap the love button? We're rounding up now. I hope this session is Calvary for someone. I hope someone has gained a lot. There is money in purpose. Get on board fulfilling your purpose, and everything you need is within your purpose. If you're listening to me, can you slap the love button? We have a bit of a network problem. Okay, can you still hear me? I hope somebody is being elevated. I hope somebody is being charged up. I hope somebody is inspired by this session tonight. There is money in purpose. In case you're listening to me and you cannot hear me, can you hear me? Okay, I think they can hear me. We have a bit of a network problem and our guest is out. Please, can we give a shout out to our guest? Can you say a big thank you to our guest, Reverend Edward. He was just something else tonight. He was phenomenal. I've not heard him like this before. He came with so much fire and light. Thank you so much, Reverend Edward. Please, can you slap the love button? Let's give him a big thank you. Let's give him a big thank you. God reward him for his time with us tonight. God reward his labor of love. A big thank you to Reverend Edward. We love you and we celebrate you. The good thing you have started out here tonight, God will reward you bountifully. And we hope to have you here again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an amazing time hanging out with you tonight. I hope today's session is Calvary for someone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is money in purpose. Everything that you need to live life, to lead life to the fullest, is already is within the boundary of your purpose. If you can get on board fulfilling your purpose, it's only a matter of time. Your money will start happening. I'll leave you with this. Seest thou a man diligent in his business, in his purpose? He will stand before great kings, not mere men. Hear me, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot stand before great kings. You cannot serve great kings and not be served greatly. Someone write that down for me. I'm rounding up now. You cannot serve great kings and not be served greatly. Seest thou a man diligent in his business, in his purpose? He shall serve great kings, not mere men. You cannot serve great kings and not be greatly served. Your money is within the boundary of your purpose. Money is not pursued. Pursuing money is worthless when you are disconnected from your purpose. I take that again. Pursuing money is worthless when you're disconnected from your source, from your purpose. Every money you need is within the boundary of your purpose. Your purpose is not for you. Your purpose is for service to humanity and honor to God. If you serve, you will be greatly served. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope today's session is Calvary for someone. Until I come your way again, hopefully next weekend, I'd like you to share this broadcast. Share this broadcast with everyone you love. Ensure someone you love watch this program. Watch the replay of this broadcast. Share this broadcast to everyone you love. And for further mentoring and coaching, I am only a DM away. You can send me a DM and we will hook up and I will talk to you on how to discover and better still start fulfilling your purpose. You are worth more than you think you are. There is more to you that you have seen. Until I come your way again, my name is John Obuche, your business in wealth coach. Your money is within the boundary of your purpose. I love you very much. And every time you hear me say that, it's because I really do. I love you. Until I come your way again, do have a fantastic, restful evening. Bye-bye.